Hi,
Okay.
good afternoon. Welcome to the police demonstration of the new ESDAL 4 service. We're just going to give it another minute or so because there's still people joining. Okay, Richard, I think you can probably get started and then people
Okay.
can join in when they like.
Okay, good afternoon, folks. My name is Richard. I'm from the ESDAL Help Desk. We're just going to give you a demonstration of the new police portal. But what we're going to do first, as you can see, we are in fact logged into the haulier portal. So I'll just take you through the process of a haulier making a notification for a wide load, say a caravan moved on the back of a semi-trailer. So let us click Start. And we'll create a vehicle and choose the components. Go with a conventional tractor, to which the system automatically adds a semi-trailer. Quite happy with that, so we confirm and continue. Now, in filling all the required fields, we'll give it a name. And put in a suitable gross weight. Overall length in meters, rigid length. Width, let's say 3.9 meters. Height 9. And 3 axles each component. Let's see, our left and right overhang we'll put in, that should be 0.7 each, and then add a registration. And we can scroll down the page. The system recognises this is a construction use notification for the police, 2 clear working days. We're quite happy with that. We will save the vehicle. Yep, we don't need to add any more, so we'll continue on. Let's give it a reference. Now the system defaults to the earliest dates that can be moved given the 2 clear working days practice. However, if the haulier should try to bring it forwards, so say you're going to move it on Saturday, the system flags up, it becomes an imminent movement, so they get warned that way. But for now, let's keep it for the 29th, and for the summary, let's go from June to continue. So now we need to plan the route on the map. So postcodes. Pick one caravan park. And then we'll take it through to and we'll click plan. Let the system plan the route. And we can view it full screen if we so desire, and we'll say, okay, well, presuming the haulier is happy with that, just save it. Okay, that's fine. So we just minimize the map down again and continue to route assessment. And it's on this page where the haulier will see if there are any unsuitable structures or constraints. And it has indeed flagged one up, unsuitable constraint, and gives us a diversion to take. So we'd expect in these circumstances for the haulier to click to edit the route. And for doing this, I might as well make it full screen, and you can see just under the flag where the unsuitable constraint has been flagged up. But let's make it full screen. And now you can zoom in over it and then edit the route. We need to continue on to junction 23. So we'll zoom in on the carriageway, right click, add waypoint, plan again. And that has then rerouted all the way to the junction. We're happy, so let's save that. Okay, let's minimize that and continue back to the route assessment. So the route gets assessed again, and this time there's nothing flagged up in the structures or constraints. It's taken us straight onto the route description, and from the route description we just confirm and continue, and then we put in the final details for the time we hope to be traveling and a load description. Okay. And then tick this next button which submits the notification, which will then eventually give us the ESDAL reference number. Okay, that's gone and sent. Okay, I'll just stop sharing the screen while I switch portals. Get myself out of being haulier. And instead on as a police user. Okay, let's share my screen again. So here you can see we are logged in as North Wales Police. So you can see that notification which I just put on, which is this ESHL 19. Okay, so this is the new police portal. It does look much the same. It's got pretty much the same menu options across the top and all these columns in the inbox. Now, by default, it always opens only to show you notifications which haven't been opened, but we can toggle this with the button here to show all notifications, whether opened or unopened. Let's toggle it back. Because by default, the system, as I say, it only shows you things which have been unopened. It's also by default put in received order. But if you can, if these column headings are now clickable, and by clicking them you reverse the order. So if we wanted to have it, say, in the ones which were received later, well, further back in time, we'd click on that and it would swap them round. And then clicking again puts them back. However, if you're wanting to filter down things a bit further than just by sorting, there are quite a few different filter options in this tick box here. So under the status, we have such things as opened or unopened, or whether the things have been accepted or rejected. Perhaps of most interest is you can now filter on imminent movement. So any notifications which were sent to you without giving the requisite clear working days notice, you can filter on them. Also, if you get into the habit of like assigning notifications to different members of staff, then you can filter by all them as well. Going down the movements, you can filter by the different types of notification or search for a specific ESDAL reference number or by a haulier name or even the haulier's reference. And the same applies for things like movement dates. So these like the movement, if the movement is within the dates you specify, or the movement or the time, the date which the movement notification was received. Ticking on show most recent only shows you the most recent like re-notification if in case there's been a original notification and the re-notification and you want to see the most up to date. Then on the advanced filter, you can filter by the start and end locations or by a whole variety of different vehicle dimensions. And it is possible also to search on multiple dimensions. If you want to search on both gross weight and width, then you can set things by less than, equal to, greater than, or between. But we'll clear all that. Now, before leaving this movements page, I'll also demonstrate the ability to create folders. So all the notifications that you received are held within the all folder. But if you wish to perhaps divide up notifications, perhaps based around people perhaps you're going to assign the unopened notifications to, you can create them a folder. So we click on this 3-dot icon and go for new folder and then just give it a name, save, and that then creates the folder. If we then say want to add, say we'll just filter on unopened notifications and assign them all to that one folder, then we just tick the box at the top here which selects all of them on this page. How many there are which haven't been opened. Obviously there's more than the full page, but we'll just take the full page for now. And I keep forgetting about this myself, but when you scroll down to the bottom of a page, there is this new button, takes you back to the top. All very handy. So once you've selected as many as you want, you just left click to drag on one of them and it moves them all over. And we can open up the folder and see they're all there. If we scroll right down to the bottom of the page, yep, there's 100 set moved to the folder. And then once you've finished processing them and you want to remove them from the folder, just select them in the tick box and from the select action drop down, choose remove from folder. Yes, we want to do that. And that then removes them. And if you want to, there's quite a few options within the folder itself. Again, by clicking on the 3 dots, we can create a folder within a folder or rename it. In this instance, we'll just go to delete. And delete that and takes us back to all. Okay, so now let's take a look at a notification. We'll open up the one that's just been sent. So the first thing you'll notice is that the map is displayed on the first page. You don't need to keep like clicking through to see it. And you can, the same as the haulier was able to, you can toggle it to make it a full screen and then just zoom in over the piece of the road that's of interest here. And if you want to see any structures or constraints, then it's by the toggles at the top here. Along this route, now there aren't any constraints. Just minimize that down again. And working our way further down, you can open up to see the full vehicle dimensions and the route overview. this shows all the roads along the route from the start flag to the end flag. But if you wanted something a bit more specific to your area, then the roads on route tab shows you only the roads that are your responsibility. And then there's any other things you might want to look at, such as the affected structures. Everything else is much alike. Let's get back to the top of the page. Right, okay, so, and everything else is much the same. Still got the option to print, so we're going for a detailed version, which includes, I believe, everything else the system has been, the notification has been sent to, or the less detailed version. Right, so that's pretty much, okay, so then, I'm skipping ahead of myself. So once you're satisfied with this particular notification, obviously you'll go into edit the status, because there's new things on here. So you can, if you wish, then obviously add a collaboration note. And if you find you're doing the same collaboration notes repeatedly, if once you've cut and pasted from, say, a document you have external and cut and paste it and add it in once, you can tick the box to add it to your root library. And then rather than keeping like external documents, you can just import things straight from the library, straight into the collaboration notes box, and then obviously you'd save after accepting or rejecting it. Okay, so that's the collaboration status changes. Okay, let's go back to the main menus. The only other bit really that's new, let's go for the map. Now normally it'd just be the constraints map, but for the next version of ESDAL, we've actually got the constraints within a list. So you can identify them by their names. And if you want to get to a particular one, just click on it and it takes you to the map centered on the location. And then of course you can just view the details. It's this. Come on. Now the active column, just to explain this, if you have set dates to your constraints, then once the date has passed, the end date has passed, then the constraint ceases to be active and you'd see a red cross under the active column. It's entirely up to you, because whether you actually want to go into the constraint and delete it, but it's certainly something that can be done. Okay. And that's pretty much all the new things. What else is the auto response? That is now its own separate menu heading rather than being hidden away within the user preferences. So obviously you have to enable things first and then type in whichever text description you want and upload the PDF file if you want something with maps and colourful pictures. Save your changes. Okay, it's saved. Right. Back to movements. Minimize your folders. Yep, and that is really pretty much it. Quite a brief, but that's all that's new.
Thank you, Richard.